Hey y'all, this is another one out the mud, y'all. So I do pray that it blesses somebody. Today I wanted to talk to you about how to use empathy to heal from betrayal and abuse. And you're probably thinking empathy is the last thing you want to offer to someone who's hurt you, but I wanted to share with you some ways you can reframe and re-see your hurt and betrayal in different ways that can help you release bitterness and move on from it. In my shadow work and healing, I learned a whole lot of things that helped me learn how to offer myself grace and offer grace to others, while at the same time still creating and maintaining healthy boundaries. Firstly, people are uncomfortable with your growth because they haven't been brave enough to grow themselves. They feel safe on the beaten path, and so seeing you trailblazing, doing something new, makes them feel very uncomfortable. A lot of people react negatively when they can't put you in a box. People like to sum other people up and put them in categories and boxes and groups. And this is not out of hatefulness, this is out of self protection. So once they've placed you, then they can use their mental and emotional bandwidth elsewhere. If they can fit you in a box, then they feel safe from the unexpected. When they can't quite place you right in any particular box, they start to feel unsafe and unsure. And then that forces them to expand their beliefs about themselves, about you, and about others. And that does require a level of humbleness. People are put off by your audacity because they were never safe to feel audacious. They were shamed into mediocrity. People talk down on you because that's how they were taught to connect with other people. Some people discourage you because they feel like they're protecting you from something like disappointment, when it's really just they can't see your vision. They can't imagine themselves being successful. So they can't imagine you being successful. A lot of people were raised in families and education systems that use guilt, shame, and fear techniques as tools for motivation. So they really think they're pushing you towards greatness when they insult you, belittle you, underestimate your potential. A lot of people were taught that success was a competitive sport. It never occurs to them that your success is not a challenge to them or a threat between the two of you. To admit that people are inspired by you, they have to face the fact that they probably aren't moving in their own purpose. And some people were not given the freedom to explore their identity. They probably had their identity hijacked by their elders. They probably were assigned an identity through their childhood turmoil and struggle. So what they do is model themselves after you because they literally don't know who they are or even where to start discovering who they are. A lot of people's fear looks like repulsion, aversion, anger, hatefulness, when it's really just their way of protecting themselves. A lot of people have never experienced unconditional love. That's why they're not able to demonstrate that to you. When you don't bend over backwards to earn their love, then they start to feel offended because they haven't ever felt love that they didn't have to work for or earn. When you shine brightly, a lot of people's shadows become more apparent. Everybody isn't ready to see their shadows. Seeing their shadows can cause them a lot of pain. And a lot of people just don't have the emotional faculties to handle that at the time. You never know what people are going through, what they're fighting day to day or even hour to hour. When you accelerate or evolve, it makes their stagnation and delays in their life even more obvious to them. And they may believe it puts a magnifying glass on their struggle for the world to see, so then they start to feel self-conscious. You can't build other people's confidence because the more you uplift them in their darkness, the more they'll despise you, making them look less worthy or less capable in their eyes. The best thing you can do is love and live well and demonstrate that loving and living well is possible for them too. Because so many people live in survival mode, they feel defensive when they should feel inspired. They feel competitive when they should feel collaborative. So have empathy and understanding for where people are in their path and the challenges and insecurities they face every day. But remove yourself from their line of fire because it's your job and your job only to protect your mental health. Love you.